Namaskar. Namaskar to also the audience who will be joining with us online. So today we have with us Professor Rabi Patra, the President of Odisha Economic Association for the year 2024 and 25. Professor Rabi Patra was also the Secretary of Odisha Economic Association for a long time. He took up the responsibility of Odisha Economic Association as Secretary in 1995, I remember correctly, 1996 to up to 2018. That means the golden jubilee year of the Odisha Economic Association. So, since Professor Rabi Patra has been associated with the Odisha Economic Association for a long time, we would like to know a lot of things about the Odisha Economic Association from him, because he was also associated with the senior members like Professor Bhajana Krishna, Professor Bhavani Prasad Das, and many of his other teachers and senior office bearers of the Odisha Economic Association. So, sir, first of all, you can tell us when you joined the Odisha Economic Association, or at least when you started getting associated with the Odisha Economic Association.
My association with the Odisha Economics Association started in the conference that was held in Vikram Dev College, Jaipur, and I became a member there. It was less a conference than a kind of high academic picnic, because there was a lot of money spent, and expenditure was quite lavish. The contributors are the superintending engineers and the persons who were in charge of construction of Upper Kola project, Bali Mela, and they contributed lavishly, and expenditure was lavish. And in that conference, it came out that almost all the colleges were afraid of holding conference, because they are sure that they cannot rise to that level. The level of expenditure, the level of treatment, the level of accommodation, everything that was there, it was at its high there.
It is in which year?
Year I don't exactly remember, but it was in the 80s, probably before 1985. Maybe 84 or 85, I don't exactly remember.
That time you were a college teacher?
I was a teacher that time at Rabi. That was the situation. People were attending the conferences, but the number was not that large. It was definitely less than 100, and people were giving TA then. The expenses for their going to the conference, attending and coming back, the minimum bus fare. Trains were not that popular those days. People were preferring to travel by buses. So actual bus fare to and fro was reimbursed. Therefore, people attended the conference.
And from that year, you were regularly attending all the OEM conferences?
Almost regularly, but I became more regular since 1988. Probably I have not missed a conference during this period, 1988 till date.
And you became a life member of OEA?
Life member of the Odisha Economics Association, Jaipur conference.
So in the first conference as well. So then you became assistant secretary, right?
I became assistant secretary in the year 1994. And secretary was Professor Bimal Kinkarma.
And who was the president in 1990?
President was, I don't exactly remember, but probably president was Odisha sir or college sir.
And in 1996, you took charge as the secretary of the Economic Association. And but do you remember how many life members were there in 1995-96?
I don't exactly remember, but it was definitely less than 200.
Oh, it was less than 200. Okay. So So, and what about the financial situation?
Situation was really miserable. It was miserable in the sense that the activities of the association were managed financially, uh, firstly by getting some bigger grants from the Odisha government planning forum, that was planning commission, Odisha government planning department.
Planning and convergence.
That was not convergence, planning and coordination.
Planning and
So that was a very bigger amount. Maximum was 5,000.
Oh.
That was the situation. And the journal was being printed just on a cost to cost basis, because it was printed in the press that was owned by Professor Vaidyanatha Mishra's in-laws.
Oh.
So there is a cost to cost. I was also very familiar with them, familiar to the extent that they also invited me to some of their social functions, Vaidyanatha Mishra's in-laws. So that was the contact. So in personal contact, things were being managed, and the most important source was membership fees. That was also very marginal then, limited to 100.
And at the time, did you have a bank account or you did not have?
Yes,
Yeah.
we had a bank account in the Ravi College campus branch of State Bank of India. When I took over, before that I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But when I took over, they actually the activities of the association were streamlined by Professor Vaidyanatha, Professor Bhavani Prasad Das, who is no more now. Professor Bhavani Prasad Das became the secretary of Odisha Economics Association in 1978. He succeeded Professor Venuguru Bhaiya. And till Bhavani sir took over as the secretary, the association was running, the accounts were mentioned in just a piece of paper or something like that. But Bhavani sir made it a regular habit of attending, maintaining cash book, getting it audited by a government auditor. That was the situation he managed. And
After Bhavani sir, who became,
he continued for 2 terms, 6 years, 1978 to 1984. From him, the charges were taken over by Professor Vidyadhar Naik. He is also no more. Vidyadhar Naik remained in charge. No, Vidyadhar Naik was in government. OUAD was Professor Venuguru. Vidyadhar Naik remained as secretary for 3 years, and then was due the silver jubilee of the association. Vidyadhar Naik told that the Golden Jubilee Conference secretary will be a man of a Golden Jubilee statue. Therefore, it was very humorously accepted by all. And then Professor Rabindra Kumar Mishra became the secretary. He was the secretary of the Silver Jubilee secretary, Professor Rabindra Kumar.
and after that?
After Rabindra remained as assistant secretary for some time, for 2 years, as I remember, and then I was assistant secretary to Vimarsa. And I remember that till Vimarsa, Vimarsa was taking hold of these assistant secretary. But till his tenure, no other secretary would utilize the services of the assistant secretary. I remember when I became the secretary and the assistant secretary was Professor Jagannath Lanka. Jagannath told that my secretary does not need any assistance. So the association was managed in a personal, more or less at a very personal level. It was not very professional type of activities as it is now.
And when you became secretary, was there an election or it was a nomination?
As far as I remember, there was only election once, and that was the year when Professor Bhavani Prasad Das took over as the secretary in 1978. There was an election. But in the history of Odisha Economics Association, there was no election for any post.
Okay. So it was unanimous.
It was unanimous and it was very much opposed. I remember I was chosen as the secretary in 1996, and the custom, the tradition, or the prevailing practice was that the secretary remained for a period of 6 years. So when I continued for 6 years, at the end of the sixth year, I wanted to I said also that somebody should be made assistant secretary. It will not be wise on my part to work. But then I had no choice because Bhavani sir was there. He was my teacher. He taught me classes for 2 years, and I was also having a very personal relationship with him. Professor Bajranath Mishra was there, and when Bajranath Mishra was speaking those days, everybody was keeping mum. It was just like an instruction. So the association was running in that fashion. It was an instruction-based activity. Whatever Bajranath Mishra was saying, it was simply carried out. So I didn't have any voice, and I didn't have the courage to say that I won't continue. So in that position, I was forced to continue. Not forced, I was made to continue till 2000.
And so between 1996 and 2018, I know that actually organizing conference was difficult, like mobilizing funds and all that. So, like, what was the best conference during your traveling, which college or university? Do you think that it was like the best? Or at least a few, not one, maybe a few, two, three, four, or something. You can remember.
1996 conference was held at Raurkela. It was also a luxurious type of a conference. I remember I was put in a hotel, of course, in a double room with my teacher, Professor Bhavani Prasad. Bhavani sir could choose me because I was big and mild then, and Bhavani sir required during his lifetime, he required some half an hour or more for meditation. For that time, for that half an hour period, I was outside. So I was his roommate in 1996. That was a luxurious conference. And then another conference I
Who was the president, do you remember, in that 1996? That Alcala conference was.
Raurkela conference, I was assistant secretary. President was Jyoti Prakash.
No, I'm asking you, during your term as the secretary, which you consider as the best conference, was the best post for the conference?
I don't exactly remember.
Okay. So that means you had all like of equal level.
That was the situation. Because conference was also, the host was also almost, Bajranath Mishra makes a request and the host takes. There had hardly any time when Bajranath Mishra makes a request and the host takes. There had hardly any time when Bajranath Mishra was saying and the host was refusing. That was not the case. The only exception was Key. He refused, and that time we.
And then that was quite late.
Quite late. He refused in October.
And in which year? But let me
year I don't remember. That was probably, I don't exactly remember.
That was after 2010 or so, right?
After 2000.
Yes.
Actually, when I was the secretary, the conference was actually academically very rich. In the year, I don't remember the year, but it was held in Niger, in Bhubaneswar campus. That was a very
in 2011.
academically rich campus. And I remember about 8 or 10 former presidents attended the conference. That was a memorable conference.
G.K. Chadha came. G.K. Chadha.
G.K. Chadha.
And P.S. Papala also came.
Papola, yes.
Yes.
Patra, no,
No, Abhijit
Patra
Sen,
didn't
Abhijit
get
Sen,
that.
Abhijit Sen. Abhijit
Patra
Sen.
came next.
Abhijit Sen also came from that company. So then coming to now 2018, that was the Golden Jubilee Conference, and then we'll discuss briefly about this journal, Odisha Economic Journal. That time it was the Odisha Economic Journal, and Professor Vedanath Mishra used to be the editor in chief, and like how he used to manage the journal and in which the ISSN came. So can you tell briefly about the management of the Odisha Economic Journal there?
Odisha Economic Journal, the first editor of Odisha Economic Journal was Professor Vidyadhar, and he was assisted by Professor K. So, Professor Vidyadhar Mishra was editor, and Professor K. was the joint editor, assistant editor. In that position, it took 2-3 years. Then Vidyadhar Mishra was editor for 1 or 2 years, and then Professor Vaidyanatha Mishra took over in 1978.
So,
He remained in that position till
2018.
2017.
Yes, 70, yes.
2017. So it was a very Herculean task because everything, the academic part, the quality part, the English, grammar, and all these, they were managed by Professor Vaidyanatha Mishra. I used to come to him, take a printout, give it to him, and he will make the corrections. I will again do the proofreading. So that was the situation. It was really tedious because I was not computer proficient. Professor Vaidyanatha Mishra was not computer proficient. The only computer help that we could avail was getting the patents and receiving emails, nothing more than that. That was the situation up to 2008.
And now after 2018, now in 2024. So of course now I have taken over the charge from you in 2018. And what are your observations on the current activities?
So from 2018 till that, there has happened a sea change. I should say there has been a sea change in many respects. First of all, the quality of the journal has improved a lot, a lot, and the get-up of the journal also. And the second thing is that the journal, the previous issues and the current issues, they have been digitalized. That is a very great thing. That the Journal of Odisha Economics Association for the year 1968 can be viewed in the internet now. So that is a very great achievement of the association in these 6 years. And then the activities of the association have also diversified. Beforehand, it was almost holding an annual conference, and then occasionally a national level seminar or something like that. But now, around the year, every month there is some activity. That is the
Yeah, because of the COVID-19 things went online and we are able to organize many events online. So that is. So no, I was asking this ISSN.
ISSN.
Odisha Economic Journal.
Actually, I didn't remember the year, but the idea was mooted in the annual conferences. Always, people will be demanding that why you are not having an ISSN. I was very much shaky about seeking ISSN number because I know the standard of the papers that were being published. I was apprehending that if somebody will have a look at the journal, it may so happen that the ISSN number may be withdrawn. So that was my say fear, and that is why I was very shaky initially. But later on, when demand mounted, I tried my best and I could get it. I don't remember the year.
But I think early 2000. Early 2000.
Early 2000. So we got. That was the, and when ISSN number came, Thereafter, Professor Vajanatha Mishra started rejecting papers. Earlier, he could manage to accept all, although for the rejectable papers, he had to almost rewrite it. But when ISSN came, he became bit strict and he started rejecting.
And now we have got the UGC care that came in in 2021 during COVID-19, and credit goes to a lot of credit goes to Dr. Manoj Kumar Das, working at Ravi University, who prepared the initial documents, and then of course then we applied actually to UGC, and then that's how it is now registered in UGC care, and we received quite a lot of papers, and then the editor in chief, President Dr. Professor Kesar Das, deserves a lot of appreciation because he puts a lot of effort in improving the quality of the journal. And we receive a lot of efforts also from all over the country, not confined to the state. So that's how quality has improved of the journal. So now we would like to know briefly about your academic career, like academic journey, not career exactly. So can you tell us briefly about your schooling, college, and education? Where did you all that?
My schooling was in a village school,
In
about,
Malaysia.
about 2-3 kilometers from my home. I used to.
Your home, where is it? Can you tell us?
It was in Nilgiri subdivision. The name Ishwarpur.
Sir,
That is the Gram Panchayat headquarters. And I, along with my friends, used to walk to this school. In my batch, only 5 students passed from that school,
10th class.
class 11.
And that was in the Ekadas. In which year you completed? 11.
11.
And in which year?
To 1973,
70.
only 5 passed and 3 were from my village and 2 from other villages. That was the school. Then I went to, always I selected the nearest one because I was financially very unsound. So I
Then it was
always,
pre-degree. After 11, it was pre-degree.
it was IA
IA,
and BA.
and
So I selected the nearest college, that is Sorom, Upendranath College, Sorom. I was graduated from that college with economics honors. Then the nearest MA, Ravensa, I got my postgraduate from Ravensa. Then I did my PhD under Odisha University under the supervision of Professor Odisha.
in which year you completed?
I completed my MA in 1979 and PhD in 1996.
79 MA and PhD in 1996. And then, so you completed your MA in 1979. And when did you start your job?
I started my job in my results came out in the month of February, and in the month of February itself, I joined a private college. I remember the results were declared, and the next day, high morning, I found a very old man standing in front of my room in the hostel. I was staying in the hostel, I was not left. So he was something after me. He came out and I asked him, what do you want? He said that I want to meet Rabi Patra. I said, I am Rabi Patra. Then he said, please help me. We are having a college. Please take up the job of the economics lecturer in that college.
Which college was that?
That was Kondorpur College.
Oh.
I was paid 350
So in Patra district.
Patra.
Patra district. Outside of
15 kilometers away from.
And after that,
After that, that was the year 1980. Then 1981, I was appointed as a lecturer on ad hoc to Raigada College. Then after completing my PSc in 1984, I was posted to Rajendra College, Balagir. From Balagir, I was transferred to Bhadrak College. From Bhadrak to Women's College, Kathujar.
Do you remember the years?
Yes. In Rayoda,
84, you were in Rajendra College.
Rayoda 81 to 84.
Okay.
Then Rajendra College, Bolangir 84 to 87. From Patra 87 to 93. Women's College Capital 1993 to 1998. Then I came to Ravinsar 1998 to 2010. Then from 2010 to 2013 at Government Science College, Chhatrapati. Then from 2013 to 2017, I was to academic party.
So, 13 to 17, 4 years as deputy director in the board. Yes. And there, from there you superannuated, right, sir. And immediately after that you joined course.
So that is again a story. When I was at Mukhumatu Academy of Administration, the Director General was Taradal. Taradal wanted to have the gazetteers for the 30 districts. He got hold of me and assigned that job to. So in the process, I became very familiar with PC Mahapatra and Jawabantu Samal. Both were in DAV College, Puram. So they were preparing the gazetteers of Nabarangpur district and Malkangiri district. So then, when in the process of they are coming to Mukhumatu Academy of Administration for the gazetteers work, they started telling me that you please come to the Council of Analytical Tribal Studies, Purapur, and you take over as a director. Then I said that no, after retirement, I don't want to take up any responsibility. I will go and do some social work because I am very active in social. So I told them. So it continued for 6 months. They would be telephoning and I would be saying no. From in January 2017, I retired. From January to July, this situation continued. They would be telephoning, I would be saying no. And in July, they said that you see Ratha Yatra is coming and it is Lord Jagannath's wish that you should go. So I being a fundamental Hindu, I decided I should go there. I went. But after reaching there, what I found was really very catastrophic because finances were in shambles. They don't have any funds now. So they are paying just to my maintenance, going, coming, and maintaining myself for the period I am staying. I am continuing.
So, thank you so much. And now we have one peer actually to work with you actually for the Odisha Economic Association. And so, would you like to give any suggestions for the future of the OMP?
Now, you see, giving suggestions is very easy, but carrying it out is very difficult. I remember the quantum of work I was doing, and I also see the quantum of work you are doing for the secretary, for the association. I was doing manual work, you are doing manual plus computer work. It is really gigantic. It is really gigantic. I shall be very happy if at least the association continues at this pace. I shall be very happy. It is very difficult because now you remember, see one thing that people have lost interest in anything that is common. It may be common property, it may be common good, it may be common work. People have lost interest in it. So people sometimes say, if I hold the conference, if I work for the association, I will get what? What will be my gain? So that is the type of situation we are in. But earlier, it was say Bhavani sir, say Bajanath, Professor Bajanath Misro, all these Advaita sir, they were working for the association, thinking that it is in a missionary thing. Bajanath Misro used to say that it is not a profession, it is just a mission. So they all took the association as a missionary spirit. So if that spirit can be continued, I shall be very happy, and I am sure I shall continue to work for the association, because I feel if I can be of some use to any association, to any body, to any society, to any common thing, I shall be very happy, because I have become a man. I should work as a man. That is what is my wish, and that is what I have learned from my teachers, and that is what I have also learned from my fellow workers. Say, for example, Keshav Das, you are telling. Actually, he has taken to the journal to such a level that it is very difficult to see it rising further. Very difficult. Raising it further, its status further, is really a very difficult task and very difficult to achieve also. If you can achieve it, is very good. It will be a tremendous achievement. But the achievement that we have made so far with the cooperation of all these, with the strong foundation led by Professor Vaidyanathan Mishra, Professor Vaidyanathan, Professor Odit Kumar Mahanti, and many others. So it has come to this level, and I hope it will continue its journey to new heights hereafter.
Thank you so much, sir, for spending your time with us and sharing your